How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to episode 9 of Echoes of Ragnarok, our fantasy age-driven TTRPG campaign set in my own Norse techno-fantasy world of Hymgard. Yeah, we have our wonderful Australian cast here, sans Frax, who unfortunately could not be here tonight. But yeah, let's quickly go around and everybody introduce themselves. Ada, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Del, otherwise known as Mootley, and I am playing Ada, the social butterfly problem solver of the group.
Solver/maker, depending on the day.
Solver/maker, depending on the day, with a side full of, as someone once called, delightful violence.
Mm-hmm. And a gaggle of children.
Is
that because I'm short? Is that a short joke?
Yeah, you might be one of them.
Cool. Mac, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I am the Forge Father Mac. I'm playing Hugo, a intuitive, mechanic-esque, the tech guy stereotype of games. And yeah, he's going around with an Australian accent, trying to make sense of all the bullshit that he gets pushed into. And pushes others into, because it's fun.
Yeah, excellent.
Because all dwarfs are Australian bogans.
Of
Absolutely.
course.
All of them.
I have been practicing I've been practicing like my, like, you know, the like really deep gruff Australian voice, like not like the full bogan accent, but just like the, I'm trying to think, there's one of the characters from...
good on you, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I was thinking like the captain, there's one of the aliens in Captain Marvel who has that really like Australian accent.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a deep, gruff Australian. I'm like, I've been practicing it for when I finally introduce your father.
Please no, never introduce him. He's a terrible person.
He's a very terrible person, which is exactly why I'm going to introduce him. Anyway, and last but not least, Overworked Rogue.
Hello, I am the Overworked Rogue. I am playing Eric of Midgard, the depressed skinny man, but also known as the Earl of Gout.
I love how quickly you embraced it. I'm just gonna say, I love how.
I have yet
how much color they're wearing.
I need to put up the emblem here. I need to design it. It's in the workings, fam. You'll see it one day. I swear.
Definitely needs to happen.
And on a shirt, of course. I'll send it to Dragon. He'll make it happen.
Sure, it will.
Yep.
And of course, I am Dragyn Jane, your humble heavy metal game master, game master for this series, which it's been really fun so far. It's been very, very cool sharing it with all of you and all of you. But with that all said, really quick before we get started, I'm going to figure out a process to shout out our affiliates and sponsors as they come up, because I realize that shouting them all out at the start of the show, especially with them being part of the slideshow below me, is probably a bit superfluous. But I will start like a rotating thing of calling out our channel affiliates. But generally speaking, you can find information for all of that either in the description of this video, or if you're watching on Twitch, in the panels below. But today I would like to shout out the main affiliate that I never thought I would get, Green Ronin Publishing. Green Ronin Publishing make the Age system, which is the system that we are using today. Has a number of different source books under its banner, and you can get 5% off any purchase through the Green Ronin Publishing website, including PDFs, with the code METALGM. So yeah, please go check them out, because it's a really, really cool system. It's a lot of fun, and no matter really what your sort of tastes are, I'm fairly sure that they'll have something for you. But with that all said, let's jump into episode 9 of Echoes of Ragnarok.
Ooh, I love the voice.
who would like to recap our last session?
Motley, she's the note taker. I gladly
Good lord.
put her into sacrifice.
Good lord. If you guys are relying on my notes, I'm
We love you,
worried
Mootly.
about you. It was a shopping episode, or a dress-up episode, for the majority of the episode, where
Oh,
we
yeah,
all bought
fabulous.
nice clothes for once to prep going to see Anor, or trying to get in to see Anor, because we figured out that is where the vibes are happening.
Mhm.
And then we used Hugo's contacts and got into a men's hangout
Mhm.
gallery like place,
Social club.
a social
Mhm.
club,
There we are.
and wined and dined and flirted and made someone feel very good about himself. I've forgotten his name because I did not write it down. I'll check if I wrote it down. Tharic?
Tharic?
Tharic? Thordamal?
I don't know where.
No, that was the noble that we found out about.
Yes.
Talking
The-
about. Because he was still wanted to party even after
Garrett.
people had been murdered.
I believe his name was Garrett.
We don't remember names here. We're dungeons and we're TTRPG players. We don't know names.
And LaCruin was there, so Hugo had to dance around that situation. As LaCruin was like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "My father."
It's like, bro, this is my town. Piss off.
And I
I
spoke to
live
some
here.
shady guy and got some information. And then we wooed this guy
I take notes.
and pumped up his ego until he also got us tickets
hmm
to go see the amazing Anor on the very next night, I believe.
Yes. What do we have here? I have no idea where those notes have gone. But I appear to have misplaced the names of the guy that. What was the name of the noble that you met again?
I believe it was Garrett.
Garrett?
No, Garrett was the one holding the parties.
Then Tarek Thorndrummer, merchant.
Yeah.
That's
midrunner.
him. Yeah,
I swapped them around. What was?
Tarek Thordramar.
I
That's
had
it.
it right the first
one.
time.
Yeah.
And then Rogue undermined my self-belief. Until
No. How could you
I'm
do
good
that?
at that. I'm a terrible person.
Cool.
I'm a rogue. What do you expect me to do?
Yeah. She
You-
undermines herself on a daily basis.
How dare you be correct?
Mac with the clutch, absolutely.
I mean, it's got to do with his storyline. Of course, he wrote it down.
Yeah. Okay, I'm the main character. Yeah, totally. Dies.
And yes, he got us tickets. He got us paws.
We're
Even though
going
we-
to a party.
Yes,
Cool.
and
We're gonna
also
dress up
we started to make a franchising distribution deal.
Yes. Need
Earl
to
of
set up
Gout's
a
Elixir.
fucking line for
Gout
Gout
elixir, that's right, yes.
It's going to help people. It's going to help people.
Sure.
It's gonna take like 2 weeks to get this set up, and you're gonna have to show me the process to make it, and then I'm gonna automate it, and then just like do in the bottles.
Okay. I'm sure we can do this.
So, as I say at this point, we'll jump to the point, the four of you are at the lodge. Still this sort of fairly, sort of not bustling, but there's a fair crowd. They're all sort of noble / semi-noble punters basically having a drink, and there's a sort of a lot of laughter and chatter and such. Lacroon is still over in the corner, just chatting with his circle. Just every so often seems to shoot a glance over, like, sort of almost this, like, squinted glance over at Hugo. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. But you have, through Tarek, you have your tickets for the... Well, you don't have your tickets. He has essentially promised to meet you the following night and bring you in for the show. Is there anything you wanted to do before you head off?
Yes. Eric is probably going to just quickly look at these two, and it's just like, okay, before we do this, because we're potentially walking into some slight danger, depending on whether or not a rogue inquisitor is around, I need you to both do something for me.
Oh, mate, I thought you'd never ask. All right, go for it.
Ada, this does not constitute as a favor. Just throwing that in the...
It sounds like a favor, Ada. I gotta say, it sounds
Ada
like a
gets
favor.
her notebook
like
out.
a favor.
I'll decide if it's a favor or not.
Please put it away. Please.
Oh, so this is like a no evidence favor. What dirty things are we gonna talk about now?
It's not like that.
Ada puts one notebook away and pulls out another smaller notebook, which is like the real big deal.
I've never seen that one before, and now I'm more frightened. Anyway.
I open my wrist cuff, and there's like a little drawing chalkboard diagram thing. It's like, oh, let's go.
I really need to wonder why I hang out with you people. Anyway, if anyone asks at this party, his camera is,
Oh yeah.
attack him.
I feel like he's. I can only imagine his camera is on a very precarious stack.
Oh,
In a
no,
very
no.
Hugo
My
fashion.
cat is making its way
That
all the way across.
was going to be my second guess. I'm like that. That is a hand holding that I can only relate to cat.
Look, at this party, I know I'm doing this really fucking ridiculous facade, but I need you to promise me, both of you, two things. One, you cannot tell anyone I am a mage. That needs to be kept under your hat. Two, I am not from Midgard. I was born and raised in Vatangada.
Is that a fact, or is that something you want us to tell?
Yes.
I would like to roll insight.
Sure. Do you want to roll anything, Rogue?
Let's have a look. I do have deception, so
You roll communication deception.
yeah, I'll do that.
What would mine be?
Yours is it'd be what's it?
Perception, maybe.
Perception.
Ada writes down in a book. Eric definitely not from Vatanga.
I believe it's empathy. So it'd be perception, empathy, if you have it.
God damn it, I do not, but I will roll perception.
That's a good roll.
It's a decent roll. They're probably not as good as Eric's deception.
14.
Not as good as Eric's deception.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, the way you did this, I thought we were talking about like
Yeah, that's a 666 like thing there. Like that's a you
That's what I
way
call
way
a
oversold
bluff.
that.
See, he has deception IRL. That's the difference.
I do not. I never lie.
So what did you get, Mac?
I got 11 triple threes.
Ah, okay. Instantly, yeah. Yeah, no, like looking.
Sorry. Yeah, 11. So
Hugo
10.
Hugo says yes, and not only are you suddenly not sure exactly what he means. Sorry, Eric says yes, and not only are you suddenly unsure of what he means, but you're also suddenly wondering if the of Midgard suffix to Eric's name is actually a thing or a front that is just kind of like meant to make him sound fancy.
But
So this is a
like
persona. Okay.
Like you
Eric
suddenly
of
now wonder if
Midgard.
this is like them sort of being like, oh, like him sort of being like, no, I'm from here now. Like I'm, I've always been from here, but now I'm from here. And like you honestly have no idea what the truth is anymore about Eric.
I'm
Makes
in
it
your
nice to read
head.
Eric's diary.
I'm in your head.
Definitely a skill I'm gonna have to try and get for Hugo.
You're playing checkers. I'm playing Goldeneye, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It wasn't that much of a difference. Come on.
I know.
I know, I'm just being an asshole.
But yeah. So anyway, Eric, continue.
That it's very important to me that as much as I am attracting attention, I don't want to attract too much attention. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, Prince
Okay,
Paranoid.
I got a question. What magics can you do?
Why is that relevant?
Well, because if we get into a tussle and you can't use magic because you're not a mage, you're pretty useless. So, what magics can you do so that maybe can you throw? Is it just the healing? Because that's what I've seen so far.
Can I just double check? We're still in the lodge, right?
Yeah, can I also can I just double check? You're still at the table with Tarek. Like you are.
Oh,
Oh, no, can
I
I
thought you
point on
said at the end of the last
outside?
episode that
Yeah, I
Tarek
was about to say,
got
like,
up and walked
I'm
away.
going to assume that you,
Yeah,
like,
I
Eric at
thought we were,
least
like-
would have the mindset to leave the room.
I thought we were like on the way to the party. I apologize. I
do love the idea of you guys having this conversation and suddenly from the other side of the table there's just this like,
He's like, oh yeah, no, this is getting juicy.
just. I love.
mage, you say?
I love.
Nobody knows. Your secret's safe with me.
Magical elixir of gout. Now that sells better.
Mm,
Ooh, screw the ale. Bring the tea.
yeah.
No, we leave. We're gone.
Yeah, I'm not saying this in front of you.
That's so funny.
As I'm walking
It's
past,
fine. Just Rogue's an idiot.
Yeah.
where's his name? As I am walking past, Lacroon. I've been avoiding his gaze this whole time. I look at him, and as I'm walking past, my eyes stay on him like a slow predator, where the eyes slowly move with them.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna wink at him and then keep walking.
You see as he's sitting there, like in this sort of table, what's more or less like a card table. Like you see a couple of cards and like gaming chips lying around the table. He's sitting like back in his chair. As you sort of move into his field of vision, he like looks up and sees you, and you see this. What could be very well seen as a very smug, sort of like soft smile that sort of just curls his lips as he watches you walk past. As you wink, he does not respond. Does not seem. He just watches.
As I'm walking up, can I ask, before I do the wink, what is his body language? Are his legs crossed? Are his arms crossed? Is there elbows on the table?
He's sitting elbows on the table, sort of in that like, hunched sort of poker,
What's the distance between his ears and his shoulders?
like 5 centimeters. I don't know.
Like, is he like?
Oh, he's like, yeah, like he's just not like, hunched, but he's just sort of slumped, like relaxed, pretty.
He has no neck.
Yeah. Yeah,
so instead of a wing.
as a dwarf, he would be like fairly close to being, at least, especially with beard, would be like, he is an owl at this stage, like.
Okay, so instead of the wink, I'm just gonna give him a small smirk and keep going.
Mm.
Yeah. Sorry about the random questions.
No, that's all good.
I'm just trying to figure out his state of mind.
He seems like, as far as you can see, it's an odd thing. Actually, yeah, give me a perception test, please.
Come on. Okay, not too bad. Where is my... 10.
Okay. He seems like, even to the point of like, he is very calm in this moment. Like, to the point of like, between you and your brothers, there is almost always a level of animosity of this sort of like, you need to be on guard, you need to have like something witty to say on hand, or like some sort of tease or something to throw out there, an insult to throw out there. He seems like he's just like watching, like quite literally he's watching you walk past. He has this just slight smile. And it just doesn't seem to, like, you wink at him, there's no response.
I
And
want
you
to change what I did now, but I don't want to change it too many times, so I'm going to leave it.
Mhm.
Because I'll be like wide-eyed at the guy I'm walking past cards as I see them just to trick him.
Mhm.
Anyway, we leave.
And just fast forward up to the point where you have questions for me. just fast forward.
Okay, so what magic can you do as we're walking past some place with coffee?
I don't like. Well, yes, the healing magic, of course, but well, obviously I can do a bit of other things because I can kind of sense who is around in the area. It's a very useful skill. I picked it up reading books.
Yeah, just as everyone does, they read a book and they can do magic. Yeah.
Well, it's a bit harder than that, but sure. Let's dumb it down to a very complex type of techniques and knowledge down to read book and blah.
Well, I gotta make it so you can understand it. All right, can you do anything else? Are you hiding something?
Why would I be hiding anything?
You literally just told me that you're Eric from Midgard, which makes me question it, but I believe you. But it's like the way you said it.
Okay. Look, I'm
looking.
I'm hiding because I'm not
Very well, I can see you.
I'm not documented. Okay? I'm not a documented mage. Okay? I'm technically rogue mage. I'm not technically allowed to exist. just like I just cover his face and he's just like, whatever noise you're making, please stop. I will pay you money.
Whiskey, 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 whiskey. Okay. What the fuck? You didn't think you could mention this before you got me roped into this? But I'm an accomplice at this point.
You've been
Jesus, mate.
You've been an accomplice for years since you've stepped into my shop.
Well, technically, you stepped into mine first.
Yeah, well, it was a house call. Like, it's kind
Yeah,
of...
I sliced my arm open, but you slept into my house first, so I'm sticking with that.
Yeah, because... Never mind! Ada?
Writes on his little list
Yes,
on his
darling.
arm. Undocumented.
I will let you have a favor.
What about me?
You earned enough.
What the fuck?
The amount of stitches I've wasted on you.
At this stage, this is Hugo working off a favor.
I started using metal ones. I can just reuse them.
That's not sanitary.
Yeah, that's exactly what Eric thinks. Just, Ada, please, in very blunt and simple terms, please don't rat me out to the magic police.
Now, why would I want the magic police paying attention to me, a worshipper of a dead god, and 2 sea gods?
To be
That
honest,
is a weird combination.
I'm not sure how much they'd be interested in you. I particularly don't like many gods, but anyways, just please, can I have your word?
I'm the shepherd of the outcasts, darling. You don't have any problem from me.
You actually see Eric relax like a little, like his usual very shoulders just dropped a little. Just, all right, good.
How about we go somewhere a bit more private while we discuss the rest of this? Maybe to a tailor's, because you look terrible and we need to get stuff dressed
I
up.
still look very, very nice. Look, I have a nice little coat. It has embroidery.
Yeah, but we're like H&M and we're going to Louis Vuitton, so we need to step it up.
I thought this looked quite nice. I thought I could wear it again.
Oh yeah, it looks lovely as a traveling jacket of a noble.
Has anyone actually told you you're actually can be quite catty when you want to be?
Absolutely.
As the two of them bicker, wandering forward, Ada kind of like lags behind a little bit, and behind Eric's back says a blessing of the Watchman, and officially takes Eric as one of those who are being watched.
Aww.
To be thrown into the ocean.
Just cutscene.
There are those who are being watched and those who were taken. They are 2 different things. And then there's
They can
Njord,
watch
who's just
them.
chill like that, you know, like...
No, it's just like, hey guys, let's go hang out at the beach. Do you like my waves? They're really nice. I made this perfect barrel for you. Have you seen my dolphins? They're cool. Check out my stingray. Ooh, it's like you flying.
Oh, no,
under
no
the water.
stingrays for me, mate. Thank you. No,
No,
thank you.
no.
All dwarves are terrified of stingrays.
No. All
Have you seen my
Aussie
turtle
dwarves
friend?
are terrified of stingrays.
They just cruise around, my turtle friends, man.
Oh, dear.
I have a question
Yes,
for the DM.
I figured.
What do I know about documentation, like mages requiring documentation?
Yeah. Roll me a intelligence. Yeah. Roll me an arcane law check. You can use that for that. That makes sense.
He's so excited to use that skill. He's so excited. Look at him. It's like a kid on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Or kid on Yule, I apologize. We're gonna stick
That's
to
all right.
the culture here.
17.
17. Okay.
Damn.
You know, especially due to your sort of knowledge and education.
I am an apprentice.
Yep. But you would know that there are 2, generally like 2, as it would put it, arcane authorities in Hymgard. 2 major arcane authorities in Hymgard. There are the Forge Priests, which is where your sort of general work comes from. And there is the Archon Council. The Archon Council is the major arcane authority in Hymgard. The only reason there are 2 parties is because they essentially tried to put authority on top of the Forge Priests, and they basically turned around and said, haha, we're older than you, fuck off. And very much nearly sparked essentially a war between essentially Midgard and Svartalfheim. But eventually that was quickly put to bed when they realized that war would destroy the southern, essentially the southern half of Hymgard.
We don't need Ragnarok
So
2.0.
the Forge Priest 1 is what I'm hearing.
Oh, yeah, it's basically to the point of, like, you've got, in many ways, like, these are the forces of Midgard and Alfheim versus Svartalfheim, and Svartalfheim are like, hey, we've just through the entirety creation of the Forge Priests, we're like, we've, after Ragnarok, poured pretty much everything we had into making siege weapons. you don't want this smoke. Like, it's, so anyway, so the Archon, so outside of anyone who is training to be a Forge Priest, generally like a dwarf training to become a Forge Priest, or who is under, as we put, like, under a apprenticeship through the Forge Priest's, Flakasfjall, which is the Wandering Mountain, you know that anyone outside of that who is just learning magic has to go through the Archon Council.
So what was that? Flakasfjall?
Flakasfjall. Flakkas. This is AS.
AS.
And then this is where the fun Scandinavian bit comes in. FJELL.
Yay!
And what was the thing? I thought it was
The Wandering Mountain. It is
imagining a giant siege.
It is like you would know as a dwarf. It is quite literally the top half or the top basically like the top 3/4 of a mountain that has basically just been uprooted. They've put giant tank tracks on the bottom of it, and it now just rolls around Svartalfheim between the different mountain settlements there.
You guys remember that movie about the moving cities?
Yeah. It is the capital of Svartalfheim and the home of the Forge Priest Council. Like, it is where the major Forge Priests reside.
So not only did we win, we've got a badass ride.
It's also, if you I don't know if this is going to come up in game or not, but the reason that it was detached from the mountain itself was in the battle between Thor and Jormungandr. Thor broke the mountain.
And the dwarves are like,
the dwarves just like, cool, like, moving mountain, let's go. Not sure why, but I think Dragon's making up words. Shut up. Anyway, so back on track. So you would know, like, the Archon Council, for anyone that is just, especially outside of the Forge Priests, anyone that is just wanting to learn magic, generally is beholden to answers to the Archon Council. They are the major arcane academy and authority in the rest of Hymgard. We discussed, I believe it was brought up either last session or the session before, talking about the Archon Sentinels and the Archon Inquisitors. Mm-hmm. So they are essentially the people who are sent out when there is some sort of magical incident that happens. And yeah, if they do not find either some sort of like some sort of note from, or some sort of documentation from either the Archon Council or the Forge Priest Council, they will just nab people. Like,
I'm assuming I have a note.
You would have, like, you have a, essentially, like, you would have a seal or some sort of symbol that shows that you are at least in the base levels of
Baby Forge.
yeah, of being a Forge Priest.
Will we be able for the Forge Priest? Will we be able to have it as, like, a line of tattoos?
Yeah.
The seals are, you could have them, like, as a piece of paper, but Hugo has just a single startup tattoo as the apprentice of the Forge Priest. It's like, and as he
absolutely,
collects them,
it would be a series of symbols, probably along the forearm, that some would have as tattoos, others would have as cuffs. So a series of, like, cuffs that run down the arm. But yeah, absolutely. So basically, from this information, you would know with Eric. Essentially, if Eric has just explained that he is undocumented, he's an unsanctioned mage, meaning that he has not been assessed or approved by the Archon Council.
I'm illegals.
which could mean that essentially, if they, especially within Well, no, actually, probably wouldn't know that. But yeah, you gather that if they were to find him, he would be at the very least taken in for processing and questioning.
So if I want to get rid of Eric, I just need to call ICE. I mean,
You son of a bitch! Don't you dare!
I might have to put my very first censorship in a video for this.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. It's all good. I mean, you're not wrong, but
So why don't you just go get documented?
It's
Just go do the testing.
it's not. They're not exactly kind to people that already know it. They like doing things their way and how they like to do it. Also, I'm kind of the member of the fucking VOG.
I see. So what you've done is you've royally fucked yourself. Not
Sure.
just fucked it, you've royally done it. You really went toe to toe. How bad can I make myself look so that I can't get documented? We're gonna have to save the world, so they'll be like, here's an honorary membership.
Look. It's like I was a kid. I had no money. I had books. I read. I learned how to heal people with my freaking hands, and I got a job with someone who wanted me. I needed cash, and
To
there.
be fair, respect. I gotta put respect on your name for that. You just read books and started learning stuff.
It was really hard.
How did
It
you learn to read?
took a lot of work. I am.
Did you just guesswork most of it and then just
I'm
figure the rest out? as you went?
educated. You ass! I went to school.
Okay, so you could learn. You knew how to read, so you read a bunch of books. You
Oh,
learned
I'm literate
magic.
this whole time. I just
I
been
tried to
doing it
learn
from
magic.
the funny
I
pictures.
didn't really. I wasn't successful, so fuck you.
What? Just
I think you're what we call a talent.
Sure. Why not? Talent. Yep, that's me. Good old Eric that runs the bloody clinic of the town. Just nothing to do with hard work or anything. Just I'm just great. I'm amazing, and there's nothing else to it. Ada, do you have anything
Eric
to
now
add?
complaining about being amazing? What the fuck?
You're feeling very uncomfortable right now.
A little. A little.
Learn better how to hide that.
It's usually. This is why I stay in my clinic. This is why.
We should buy him a gun.
That's why you confuse me. You
Why?
like power so much.
Power can be used for different things. It's not.
But you like the power of a life and death. And
I
you
like-
like the power of a magic. That's two very intoxicating forms of power that you enjoy.
I like helping people.
If you say so.
I do say so. That's the one thing I can say with full truth in my tongue.
That I believed. Don't ever play poker though.
I've learnt that lesson the hard way.
While this is all
Sing-
very
Sing
emotional,
Grind
we
is
do need to
very
change
good.
outfits.
Eric has left the Varg Poker Knights shirtless multiple times.
Yeah. I was just a teenager, and they're just like, "You should have did better." And it's just like, where are my clothes? Help me! Please.
Yeah. What was it? Yeah, Sigrid and Dag do not mess around when it comes to poker.
They have fleeced me multiple times.
It's kind of bullying now.
It
It's
is.
probably gotten to that point.
They just you walk in and they're just like, no, just turn around.
It is. It is.
term is
It is at this stage what Dag does to cheer himself up. Like,
I think the correct term is hazing.
You've been hazed for 2 years.
I don't join anymore.
So where were we going?
that is entirely up to you.
Do we want to get clothes, or do we want to? What do we want to do, guys?
I would. Is there anything anyone else wants to do that's not like can be fast forward through?
I mean, I do need to make
Before
a
we
grappling hook,
get
but
to
other
there.
than that, yeah, I'm good.
Pretty much, I'm good until the party. I think Eric is probably just going to try to work on his poker face a little bit. Probably that's gonna be.
Can you tell me how you do that? For no particular reason.
He starts playing poker with Hugo.
Ada offers to help.
Roll. Let's.
I don't
try
need
this.
you to
Let's do,
force
like,
Yeah,
me
yeah.
as well.
Can
Let me
you-
have my
Oh
dick.
no, she was just gonna zap you every time that it was obvious that you
Oh, actually,
were
no,
not
do that.
fucking well.
Yeah, no, do
Yeah,
that. Absolutely.
Okay.
I
Can
don't
you? All right, then. Basically, I need Eric to give me a deception check.
All right. Let's go. Come on. Let me be smart and work this out pretty well. That's not too bad.
I just rolled a deception check too, by the way.
Oh, okay. Why?
I thought that's what we were doing, but it's alright.
Oh no, that's all good. Like you can just swap just take the roll and add it to your perception.
God damn it, it's so much less. Let's see,
11. 11 from the rogue.
16.
16. Cool. Yeah, no, like first round, if you're playing poker, first round, as you go through the game, Rogue, you get a very good hand straight out the bat, and you sort of do your best to hide it, like in that sense of like, oh, they've got a bet, so I've got to like, oh, yep, all right. But you very as you take like, though her face does not though his face does not change, he very visibly does a little sort of like, you know, body like wiggle dance that is very obviously excitement as he draws the cards.
How quickly
Zap
does
him.
Ada zap me? It's like, wait, what?
Ada would like to roll communication with her speciality in gambling, please.
Oh no, what have I done? That's fine, my best.
Lucky 15.
So what are you doing exactly?
So basically, every time she gives a tell, Ada's gonna like zap her or like kick her or.
Okay.
or-
Yeah, you like, as he's like, you know, sort of looks down, and again, you don't see, doesn't seem to be anything in the face, and you gather that Eric is very much focusing on keeping his face neutral.
Just vibrates.
Almost too neutral, but he just does a little sort of shimmy, and like kicks his legs a little bit, and you just like, yeah, turn around and just essentially like just sort of cork him in the ribs, essentially, just like poke him with it. Ah!
Ah! Ow! Jeez! Ah! God. Why? I didn't do anything.
You did everything. The little dance, you lowered your shoulders, you corrected your posture, your eyes widened up, your pupils dilated. You need to chill. You're focusing too much on your facial muscles. Relax.
Very hard to relax.
Well, you're gonna have to learn to relax. All right, Ada, get ready to zap him again. This is entertaining.
I hate you.
Good, you'll learn quicker.
How long does this go on?
Oh well, roll,
like-
roll me another one, and then we'll.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is gonna take a while.
17.
Mhm.
Oh no.
A 5, a 6, and a 5, a 5, and a 6.
I got a 9.
15
Oh no.
with a semi-bad roll.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
You What did you get again, Eric?
I got a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Like the episode. I'm on brand.
Yay!
Woo! Go watch on YouTube. Guys.
Yes, today's episode brought to you by the number 9. You take this time, like, you know, you sort of square your shoulders and try to keep your body neutral, feet planted on the ground. You draw your cards, and they are not good. It's like you're looking at it, there's nothing that you can make out of this, and as you're looking at it, you're trying in your mind to go like, okay, wait, but what do I need to do? What could I do? And you suddenly realize that you're essentially looking at your cards like this full frown and like almost like searching the cards, almost like as if trying to find information in there.
Are you trying, or? I'd bet my life on this hand at the moment. You're either really good or really, really shit.
No. I rolled a bluff.
See if you're deceptive.
Yeah, roll deception if you'd like.
Oh crap! I dropped my dice.
Not terrible.
That sounds, yeah.
10.
Is that 6 total, or?
I actually rolled like 9. I rolled 11. Sorry, I can't roll that low. But I've got like a 1, a 2, and a 3, plus my stuff. Like,
It's, yeah, no, there was absolutely nothing believable about the way he just said that. That was exactly what it was on camera. Like, that was just a straight blatant, like, no. And there was no emotion to it. There was no up or down. It was just a straight answer that was quite obviously nothing. There was nothing to it.
Zapping.
This is gonna be a very long day.
I think we'll leave it at there for today.
Just this long day.
I will say both of you. Let's say this like, can both. Let's run. Can Hugo and Ada both roll me an intelligence test, please?
Oh, I'm good at these. Am I? Oh, I'm decent.
I'm supposed to be good at these.
Just straight.
Am I adding anything to it?
Just intelligence.
13.
14.
Cool. You both know, or at least aware, Eric has been a member of the Varg, or at least connected with the Varg, for a very long time. You also both know that while Eric does not have, in many ways, like does not bluff well in games, he is normally fairly unshakable in moments, intense moments, or in areas where he is needed to lie. Essentially, he is not a bad liar. He is not good at hiding his own emotions. You gather for him to be struggling this much right now, he is completely preoccupied. There is something else going on that he is rattled at this. there is something very much taking up his mental capacity at this stage.
I'm gonna give Ada a look. Like, his heart's not in it. Something else is up. Because if we're both picking up on this, I assume, like, I'm gonna look at you with a bit of confusion, but also a bit of, like, question. And I'll leave that up to you to see if you pick up on that. Or what you take from that.
Also, Eric, like 100%, like that's what I'm putting out to the group. Like,
Honestly, you've 100% nailed it.
Yeah, but also like what I was going to say is like this is, you know, obviously these are story beats that may go, like, feel free to like 100% if whatever you want to do in this situation.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Eric is even though he's trying to focus on the game, like you can see him like just look at other things. Like he's dozing off. Yeah, you're right. His heart's not, his mind's not really there. He's dozing off into space a little, and then he just like comes back like he's deep in thought. And yeah, you have known him for a while. Like Dragyn said, he is fairly not shakeable. He is able to do surgery under like full stress. He has worked with the Varg under Sigrid for years. The guy's pretty damn tough. Tough. So for him to be just shaking like a drunk chihuahua, something's weird. Something is like a very, like, he's not okay. Like you can see him, like his hands are shaking a little bit. Usually with a surgical steady hand, he's shaking.
Ada just pushes up from the table, walks around and puts her hands either side of, on either back of either Eric's shoulders, and says, "You survived this long, pull it the fucking together." And leaves.
As you're sitting there and as this sort of finishes up, there is suddenly just a very sharp, like knock at the door.
I'll get it. I'm gonna go and open the door. Leave him to his thoughts so he can process that.
Cool. At the doorway, as you open up, you go and look to see where, like, even for Hugo, you look to see where, like, normal human head would be, and you see essentially chest and shoulders. There's a very tall woman standing at the doorway, sort of long, sleek raven black hair, pulled back from these very sharp, angular features, pulled into a braid that runs down her back. She's quite pale. And as she looks down at you, you see these almost like slightly, it's hard to tell in the light that you're in at the moment. It's about just a bit after midday at this stage. But it's like, you can't quite tell if her eyes are just catching the light or if there is an odd glow to them, but they are this like deep amber color. You may not know this this character depending on how much you've been around. Rogue, you recognize Hati, who is the Varg member that you spoke to previously. She looks down at looks down at the door and then looks further down to like look at Hugo, and is just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, am I interrupting?"
Just a little bit. Is there something I can help you with, mate?
I just needed to pass on a message to, she, like, leans down a little bit and looks through to see Eric. It's like, Eric.
Yeah, he's just pretty deep in study at the moment. We're trying to figure something out. Could I pass the message on for you? Or is this like a you pass it on only to the person kind of thing?
I feel like I would potentially hear Hati's voice and just
Oh,
put it,
no. You are
glasses
like
on.
this is a single room situation. Like you are right there. Like,
Hati, nice to see you.
Open up the door.
she steps
Come
through.
on in. We're playing poker.
Why?
Because I'm a masochist and I like to hurt myself.
That makes sense. She wanders over and like looks down at the cards, sort of, seems to almost like sort of just toy with one with her finger for a second with this very almost like nostalgic smile across her face. And she then turns to you and just says, just wanted to pass on a message regarding your request. My brother and I scanned the city as best we could, which I have to say is about as good as it can be done. There's no sign of what you feared at all.
That's good. That's very good. Well, I say they don't take kindly to being followed, so I'm sure if one was here, they would have made a bit of a ruckus, so.
Generally, also, from my experience, power of that size is very difficult to mask.
Yeah. Just wanted to be sure.
But anyway, she once again like looks down at the cards again, like picks one of them up and like just sort of like flips it between her fingers in a very sort of like slight flourish. She says, "Do know your limits." She drops the card back onto the table and then turns back with like a chuckle and walks out the door.
Because she's Gambit.
You recognize in this moment you have never seen Scotty. You've never seen Hati at the card table, and you gather that there's a very likely possibility that the others won't play with her for pretty much the same reason that they do play with you.
Opposite ends of the card.
It's like Eric just files them to note. It's like, cool, never play with her. She will take my clinic. He will leave me broke.
Did you get your message?
Yes. I had a look into whether there was an Inquisitor in Vatangata. Apparently not. So.
Hey, that's good news.
I guess I was stressing over nothing. It seems so.
You're not going to get dragged off in chains.
No, not today, at least.
Yeah, that's something. All right, well, I'm going to head home. I'm going to go get some Z's before tomorrow. I'll see you in the first thing with some coffee, all right?
Right. Wait, Dragon, is it tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, right.
The following evening, yeah.
That sounds good. I think,
Actually, like, yeah, if you're busy through the day, I'll be like, I'll meet you about midday.
I'll run my usual hours, take patients. I might have a lie down. I might go to my clinic and just have a lie down for a bit.
You find your happy place, and you just take a moment to yourself.
Thank you, and thank you also for keeping my secret.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna walk out the door.
Mm-hmm.
The first time in a long time, Eric goes to sleep on purpose rather than falling asleep on accident in an awkward position.
Yeah.
And his bed makes a very strange sound as it is not used to this process at all.
If the bed had feelings, it would be afraid.
Mm.
It's like, what is this doppelganger? What is this
Who
skinwalker?
are you?
Yeah, not my master. My master does drunk sleep yoga.
All the limbs are on the bed. What is this creature?
All the limbs are on the bed.
So, so you go. Eric goes to lie down. Hugo, you leave, and what are you and Ada doing at this point?
Since Ada left first, I'm going to leave it up to her to do her thing first, and then I'll do mine.
Ada, what are you
Ada
up to?
will just go and dangle her feet in the water for a minute or two and meditate, and then wander back home to bed.
Cool.
They've had a very busy several days, and Ada has made a sacrifice. Yes, Ada has made several sacrifices in the last days, so she feels comfortable.
Cool.
And yes,
You go and sort of sitting at one of the points of the pier where it's like the floor of the pier is almost just above the waterline, so you're able to sit and essentially hang your feet over the edge, having your sort of like feet up to ankles submerged, brushing back and forth in the water. As you are like sitting there, and what are you thinking about? Like, what's the
head empty.
head empty?
She's been surrounded by lots of very noisy people recently. And one of the things about the ocean, even in the wildest seas, is it can still be very quiet. It has a certain tone and sound to it, but it's not squawky kind of thing.
Cool. As you are sitting and just taking in this moment, feeling the water sort of just brush against your feet, and you sort of like just phasing out, sort of watching the light shimmer off the water, watching the ripples from your splashing, or like so your movements ripple outwards before sort of succumbing to the larger ripples of sort of passing boats and other sort of movements in the water. You get this sense through this point of like this almost haze daydream where you're not really focusing. There's nothing really to watch or to look at, so you're almost just sort of letting your eyes relax and not watching anything. You just look down as you feel through this, almost as part of this, the feeling of the water rushing around your feet. There's this moment as you almost feel like you feel these gentle, like, fingernails or claws just drag along the side of your foot in the water and like this very rough skin, almost like just brush gently against your foot. As you look down, your eyes sort of, as they're refocusing, you see in the reflection of the water below you, in the rippling water below, you see your reflection, and you see a figure standing at your left shoulder. It's a large sort of figure, cloaked and hooded in this ratty, dark, almost like flea-bitten cloak, this wide black tooth grin, and this shawl of, like string and bits of like sort of scrap hanging off him, this large grin just leering down at you. As you... Sorry, go for it.
No, Ada will just keep looking in the water.
Cool. As you watch, you look down and you see there's this brief moment of, as the ripple goes past, you see that face staring back at you. And then as you, like, your eyes focus and the water almost, as it ripples again, there's just nothing there.
And it's in this strange way that that rough hand and claws around her ankles and legs was actually comforting to Ada. As in, it's a I see you, my child sense of your sacrifices are being seen and heard.
It is very much that feeling of, yes, as like you would take it, it's that to anyone else that is a threat. To you it is almost that feeling of yes it is, but it's that like not today. You know, sort of like just the I am here. I am always here, but I'm not taking you today. Sort of feeling.
It's like, yeah, it's with when your mother is a monster, a monster's caress can feel comforting. Because she might be terrifying to you, but to everybody else, you know, if you fuck with her, well, then you don't have to deal with me. You have to deal with my mum.
Yeah.
And that's actually more scary.
Yep. Cool. But you take a moment, just sort of unwind on the docks. Hugo, what are you doing? Oh, sorry, yeah.
At her first, seeing if there was any like physical evidence left from her little visitor, as she gets up, but then goes home.
Yeah, you stand up and look around, and the area that you're in, I imagine, is sort of more of the like, it's more sort of the lower industrial dock areas where it's more like, it's sort of busy, but there's not as much chatter. It's like there's more. It's just people working. Like it's you know, so it's not. There's not a lot going on. It's, you know, you've got the fairly rhythmic sounds of work going on around you. As you get up and you look around, looking around, there doesn't seem to be any real sign of anyone else being here. So you continue on your way back towards your hideout? Yeah. Hugo, what are you up to?
Well, after writing down that absolute poetry that Ada just spat.
That was pretty good, yeah.
When your mother is a monster's caress can feel comforting. Poetry.
Ours.
So Hugo is going to get back to his house, go inside, arm the trap for the door, the little spikes that go through. And he's a little restless. He's got a lot of thoughts in his mind. And his brother is in town, and he just found out that his friend of how many years now would Hugo have known Eric? I'm going to roll a d6.
Yeah, that is entirely up to you.
Yeah.
I've known Eric for 4 years, and we've been friends for 1 year.
You've been a very persistent patient. It's hard not to get to know you.
It's like, I met you 4 years ago. Within the last year, we've become friends.
It's sort of that, I imagine it's been that sort of like we have been sort of like business, almost like business associates or that sort of thing for this amount of time, and then suddenly it's like, oh well, yeah.
We had like fun banter throughout the years, and then all of a sudden you showed up, and now I can't get him to leave.
Yeah. But yeah,
He's your work of art.
His friends might like now. This is a permanent target on Eric in Hugo's eyes, and Hugo's like, that's stressful. So Hugo's gonna hit. He's not gonna do any engineering or some tight drawing. He is going to hit the forge. He is going to crank the heat, and he's going to create a barrel and a spring and a lock pin.
Is he making me a gun?
No.
Oh.
I'll say like
gun.
from your situation, from the check you did earlier, and also in that regard, you know that the Forge Priests are not without... They are not without the same prejudices. You know that they are, in fact, if you were to put a number to it, like even as you light up your forge and you start to, you start like sort of you turn on the bellows, you get stuff working, and the forge starts to glow. You look into the coals and think on your journey and thinking about Eric and thinking about and then thinking about the Archon Council and then comparing them to your own journey. You have that in your mind of the Forge Priests have their own prejudices, and a lot of these are very heavily set in their own history, but yeah, they are also in that mind, like in that space of if you mess up, you disappear. Like but especially with Dwarven culture and the Forge Priests and Dwarven magic, necromancy, it's like there are stories, there is one in particular that heavily revolves around necromancy with the dwarves and the Forge Priests. And due to, especially in this case, necromancy is the highest form of heresy, essentially, in Dwarven culture and Dwarven magic, to the point of, like, if the Forge Priests find out you are a dwarf practicing necromancy, whether you're an apprentice Forge Priest or not, they will hunt you, essentially.
Was it the Flesh Crafter? Was
the Forge Priest of Bone?
That's the one.
Essentially, he was the one of the rising up to be one of the first of the council, one of the original council, and essentially it came forth that he was working. Essentially, his craft was flesh and bone, and started a war within the council itself that ended with him being destroyed.
And his chair forever empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Hugo is just... The hammer is him getting his stress out right now. He's not making a gun. No, in his mind, his friend doesn't need a way to defend himself. He needs a way to escape. So he's going to start working on a grappling gun. If anyone is familiar with the Van Helsing movie with Hugh Jackman, it's very much like that, except minus the whole massive crossbow attachment. It is the smaller pistol version.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a few days, but he's starting to work on that. He's putting his commissions aside.
Cool. Can you roll me I suppose for this part of it, roll me a smithing check. So strength smithing check. 15?
I have proficiency.
Yeah, you spend some time working the metal, getting the shapes, more or less getting the parts that you need. You're not making anything.
Hewn sections, yeah.
Yeah, you're getting the basic, like, components made. Like, this is something that you gather any sort of engineer would have made, but you of course are able to do to both sides of the process. Throughout the rest of the day, I'll say you manage to get the basic components that you need put together for this grapple pistol, essentially. There's a few, I would say there's probably like a few pieces you would need to acquire. Essentially something along the lines of like the, sort of either chain or wire for the actual, line.
Yeah, people specialize in making that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And also something along the lines, unless you're doing the whole chamber itself and like the whole frame for it itself, you gather you would need someone to make a handle or like a grip for it. But yeah.
Yep, that's a tomorrow project, but yeah, that's what I'm working on for the rest of the day. And it's by the end of it, it's just pull the lever, massive bucket of cold water, and then he's just gonna pass out.
Did you clean your pillow?
You know he didn't. You know he didn't.
It's worse now because it's like that clumped up, like
Fucking
granular, like it's not sifted flour anymore.
That's pretty good. He'll scrape it off in the morning.
Cool. Really quick before we go on our break, Eric, what's going on with you?
Eric enters his clinic. It's dark and it's a bit quiet. The things are drawn. He just takes a sigh of relief because this has been his sanctuary for years. His, quite metaphorically and literally, his hidey hole, where like he doesn't have to be seen unless he wants to be seen.
Yeah.
He takes off his glasses and just breathes a sigh of relief. But no matter how much he's trying so hard to calm himself down, but he can't help it. But Ada's words ring in his head of "get it together," because she's right. He has survived this long, and he's worked too damn hard to crumble now. And he goes in the back and he traces his memo book again with just a reverence, and he thinks of his mother. Her beautiful long red hair is something he has always remembered, and he remembers her strength, her resilience, something that he's always admired about her. And he takes his wand, which is weirdly a bit looks like almost like a needle in a way. He doesn't use it often, unless for very intricate and very focused healing, like in surgery. So it's his magical focus, his instrument that he likes to hold. And he walks to bed and he lies on his back, clutching that needle to his chest, taking in deep breaths to try to calm himself. And slowly he says, "I'm okay. He won't find me. He'll never find me. I am my mother's child, and I fear no ungrateful gods." And that's where he's going to try to fall asleep.
You lie in this sort of moment as you're sort of letting this mantra resonate inside your mind, letting it sort of circle and build. As you're holding this, your mother's image in your mind, this thinking about remembering times, especially when you were young, especially hard times, remembering being wrapped in your mother's embrace, hair, this long red hair that you almost felt like you could hide in, sort of sitting in her lap, curled up in in her arms. And there's this almost gentle warmth to that, but there's something in that feeling that also makes you sad. There is this longing to go back to it, this part of your brain that says, this is not real. This cannot be real. And you see in this moment, there's almost like you are brought through that same vision, you almost turn in this dream that you suddenly find yourself in. You see the mirror at the tailor's. You see yourself standing there in this outfit that you've procured, this fancy, high-collared, very straight-cut outfit. And as you look into that mirror, you see this image of you, this very fancy, strict, straight-cut image change to his. The eyes harden, the jaw straightens, and it is you, but it's him. And as you turn away from it, trying to grasp back to where you were, back to that feeling of your mother's embrace, that feeling of your mother's presence, you watch as there is just this flash and she is dragged backwards from you into darkness. And
I feel like Eric would scream, but there's no voice. He can't hear himself.
You go to scream, and you feel, as you are going to scream, you feel hot tears in your eyes. You feel your jaw clench in a way that is, you know you can't. There is something in you that says, I cannot show emotion, I cannot show weakness. And it holds you there. And as you feel this burning in your eyes, you look down at the wand in your hand, this needle that you've had since that day, and there is blood trickling from where you are gripping it. As you sit up, and from seeing that blood drip to the floor, you sit up in your bed, and looking down at your hand, there's no blood, but you feel tense. Like your jaw, you feel this slight strain in your jaw, this sort of slightly labored breathing looking down at this needle in your hand.
I feel like Eric would just press it to his head and just rock a little, just trying to figure out. Just, he knows he can't change anything. But all he does know is that he will try, and he will probably just, with no words, he'll just repeat his mantra still. The last two lines, at least. Mm-hmm. I'm my mother's child, and I fear no ungrateful gods. And that's who he is. That's who he chose to be since that day. Mm-hmm. And he needs to pull it the fuck together.
Those words resonate in your mind, and you find, with a practiced sort of almost dismissal, you find yourself, your shoulders straighten, you take a deep breath through your nose and release, and you almost feel that trembling, that feeling of doubt and anxiety just almost leaves you, or is just squashed so far down that you don't feel it anymore in that exhale of breath. And you lie back down and return to a peaceful, uneventful sleep, safe in this knowledge that you are with people who seem to genuinely have your interests at heart and genuinely are there to protect you. Cool. And with that, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Make sure you get some water, grab a snack, and
bio break.
Quick break. Stretch, all of those things.
Hydrate
Or die straight. And
Never.
we'll be back.
Get some
I
tough
gotta go
love
drink
from your
some
local
water.
town madam.
And we'll be back in 5 minutes. Love y'all.
Coffee
Not
count,
dying of five.
hydrating.
How's it going, everybody? We hope you're enjoying this episode of Echoes of Ragnarok. Don't forget, episodes are streamed live on Twitch every second Thursday at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. But on every other Thursday, you can catch me at the same time slot doing some art, playing some games, or just hanging out with all of you to talk about my world of Hymgard. Building the world of Hymgard has been an amazing, albeit challenging journey, and I am so happy that so many of you are just as excited to experience it as I am to share it. If you would like to help support this project along with my content and other creative endeavors, as well as snag yourself some exclusive perks and swag, then don't forget to subscribe at our Ko-fi page and check out our channel partners and affiliates. And a huge thank you to all of my Ko-fi subscribers. You make all of this possible, and I am so grateful. But with that all said, thank you all so much for your support, and let's get back into the action. So all of you take up the rest of the afternoon in your own way. Resting, relaxing, working, I guess, like, yeah, so moving through to the next, moving through to that evening or the next morning? I guess throughout the moving into the evening, would anyone like to do anything, before the night is over, essentially?
If I can find those parts for the gun.
You'd be working, I would say at this stage, you'd be working up until the points that most of the shops are probably done.
I'll go to sleep in my flower sludge.
You do know that, like, looking at, like, thinking about, there's a part of you that you recognize that, like, as far as bits and bobs, like, especially things like chain or wire or that sort of thing, that's the sort of stuff that Saga would sell.
You can see a girl! Thank me later. My backstory and anxiety has gotten you a date.
Yeah, you know, like, as
You
far
owe
as
me favors now.
you know that there's a few
You'll
places there's a few places in Vartengard that would sell, you know, general goods. As far as parts go, like different just sort of basic components and things like that, Saga keeps a pretty stable stock, mostly for her own contraptions, but is also fairly happy to sell just basic stuff.
I'm gonna go see Saga.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What's everyone else doing? Or are we just going straight to the Saga thing?
No, don't get ahead of yourself.
I mean, she hottie.
Yeah. So, Eric and Ada, was there anything you wanted to do in the evening, or?
Ada will just check on her people and try and find Weaver because he hasn't been heard from a little bit.
Where's the child?
So as it's
me,
been,
man.
she will send out the search party.
Okay.
And also because a lot of the lords and a lot of the money is staying, as frustrating as is staying inside and not staying out as much because of what happened. So she's going to go send out the troops to go locate him and make sure he's okay.
Cool.
And to check if there's anybody else missing. Even if they're, like, not hers, like, if there's, like, a, you know, well-known homeless dude who isn't about the way he normally would, or, you know, some of the people that people don't notice that they know, if there's any of them missing or anything like that.
Cool. So yeah, you find a few of your kids. You see as you're getting ready and, like, sort of, you know, organizing for this search party to be sent out. A few of the kids are sort of, you know, like, yeah, okay. Like, and you gather that essentially there is, as you mentioned, a level of boredom amongst the crew at the moment. They're sort of like, okay, we'll go do that, no worries. So they go, just sort of rushing out into the night. You see, sorry, let me just remind myself, Olga? Olga returning the evening. She has a sort of over her shoulder a what is obviously like a dress bag essentially. You gather potentially bought for her by a very very foolish suitor.
Who thinks it's special?
Yeah, and she sort of
You away
flashes.
from this life.
Yeah, very much so. Like she flashes you the like I got another one sort of grin, and just saunters off to her room.
As she walks away, that sound effect of and another one.
Yeah.
She walks away.
Achievement unlocked. Mega kill.
Cool. But yeah. So then just essentially sort of like there's a bit of work, bit of admin essentially to do around the hideout from what people were able to bring back at this stage. Eric, what are you up to? If you've arisen from your nap, more or less, or probably a while back, Rose up and was just sort of pottering around the surgery.
I'd say Eric actually pulls out some old books he's been able to snag through the black market, and he is going to focus a bit on his mind magic. He's gonna start working on his shield and his sense minds spells especially, and he could focus on his attack, but that requires a subject, so yeah, maybe not.
Cool. So yeah, you like focusing in, you sort of just running through the routines of these different arcane wards to shield one's mind, as you learnt to do through your studies. Yeah, easy enough.
Yeah.
Cool. Hugo, heading down to the towards the market harbor, essentially, you find so a number of shops are still open. Mostly the sort of more of the workshop shops, more of the family run or self-owned businesses. Sort of just finishing up for the day, compiling bits and pieces for the evening. You see ahead this sort of ramshackled, very rustic looking old ship boat with this workshop on it. The front open, you see Saga sitting there on essentially on the side of the boat. There's this small where the gangplank would be lowered, where the edge, where it is just literally moored onto the harbor. One of the posts next to the one of the posts that it's tied to. She's sort of sitting on it, just legs dangling, holding a mug, like a beer mug in her hands, as she seems to be watching just this sort of, just across from her, there's a group of people who are sort of doing this little sort of singing and dancing. There's a couple of kids sort of dancing around, and she's just watching, like swaying back and forth and cheering along with them. She's got the goggles on her forehead, her face like heavily smeared around the edges with soot and grease. And yeah, she just seems to be sort of just quietly enjoying the night's activities.
Okay, so Hugo not knowing how to approach her is going to go with a good old classic. He's going to sneak up behind her and go, "Boo!"
He does know how to approach women.
Women are hard for Hugo, okay? He wasn't raised with women.
Cool.
He was raised on how to talk to people, not how to socialize on a personal level.
And you socialize with fucking Eric. Like,
Eric's a guy. He's one of the bros.
yeah, but he's also
Explains so
weird.
much.
He's weird too, man. You poor bastard.
Plus, Hugo's.
You've had every
celibate.
kneecap you like, and handicap you can get. Well, not handicap. The opposite of a handicap you can get. I'm sorry.
I'd just like to state that I do think that sometimes she does keep a weapon on herself at all times, just in case. That I'm just saying.
It's a
Go with
wrench.
explosives.
Hugo, what's your defense?
14.
Cool. You walk up and like in a very what you consider to be a very playful manner, like sort of creep up behind us, go boo. You in your excitement at being able to sneak up on her, say this very loud. As she turns, there is this screech. Her mug comes up as she turns around, and she plants one of these very heavy boots straight into your face. You take 3 points of damage. And can you roll me a dexterity check, please?
Nah, I fall in the water.
Yeah, 100%. You are like at that stage where she kicks you and like you stumble, like turning and like, huh! The world almost like, you know, doubles up and swifts over itself as you're seeing water, wood, water, wood, water, and then suddenly just water rapidly approaching.
I'm just like, as I'm spinning, I'm trying to like, okay, aim for the wood, aim more wood, more wood.
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
fuck.
No, don't go in the water. Scraggly Mum lives there.
Yeah,
He's a very dense dwarf, this book.
yeah.
I like to think that he was so playful with it, there was no way he had a stance ready to be hit. So
Yeah.
the moment he gets the foot, it's just,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, Ada may, Saga may not necessarily keep weapons on herself, but she wears some very heavy boots.
I would like to take 1 extra point of damage and hit my head on the boat on the way down.
You can, absolutely, go for it.
Hell yeah.
There is a moment as you are floating in the water, you submerge, and there's that sort of, is it like the sound around you just dips out. You're like, you can still feel almost like the shape in the front of your face. Your nose is halfway between numb and in the most agonizing pain you've ever felt in your life.
Streams of like thin blood. dripping
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the
There's
water.
like just this. As you are floating, there's this slight moment of panic as you feel yourself slowly starting to sink until you feel this, like, essentially the back of your shirt bunch, and you are just suddenly yanked upwards as you look up. You see Saga and another sort of a one of the guys that you saw across the road, sort of staring down at you. As Saga's looking, she's like, I'm sorry, you startled me. I don't know what, are you okay? Are you alright?
Oh, it was a good fucking kick, mate.
Yeah, I'm sorry, does it hurt when I do this? And she, like, prods you right straight down on the bridge of your nose.
Motherfucker!
I'm sorry, I'm like, I don't know.
That wakes him up.
Yeah. She sort of looks, she's like, I'm sorry, like, your nose might be broken? I don't, but...
Hold on. Put me down.
I mean, you are
Walk up.
lying on the ground, like you're not, they're not holding you up. It's...
I stand up. I'm gonna waddle my way over to like a flat surface, like a corner. Lean.
Mhm.
It's good. It's just cartilage. Give it 2 weeks.
Eric shudders somewhere.
Whoa.
Mhm.
There's something wrong.
Eric will fix it. Yeah. Hello, Saga.
Hi, sorry, I, did you...
No, don't be sorry. That was a fucking good kick, mate.
Thank you, I think,
No, yeah. Could I have a sopping bit of paper with designs on it? Can I have a pen and paper
oh,
and a towel?
sure, turns around and like hurries back inside, and you hear like clattering and clanking. There's that sort of roll. There's something like hits the ground and clearly like rolls off to one side. She's like, oh no, never mind. She comes back out with like it's sort of a few scraps of paper and a pen.
Draws it up, blows water out of his nose, draws the rest of it up. Can I have these, please?
She takes it. She takes the piece of paper, looks over, is like,
basic description, and then it's got diagrams in width, diameter, and then length.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty much everything that I need. But it was like, whatever you've got of that, I would like to buy.
Yeah. Just
Things
a second.
given to Saga by the party: soggy piece of paper and a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Eric will give her.
Actually, yeah,
I gave her an experience.
Hugo, as she turns away, she's like,
beat the shit out of a man.
She turns away. She's like, yeah, I can do that. Can you roll me a perception check real quick, just to see if you notice?
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Cool. As she turns away, you don't necessarily. Sorry.
Triple twos.
Oh yeah. You don't notice anything. You don't notice like it's nothing like serious, but you just have this moment of like, for what is essentially a merchant or a worker essentially, like a craftsman. It's a very fancy shirt. As she like hurries back inside.
I like to think he's more looking at the boots.
Yeah. There's this.
She's wearing Ada's shirt.
He's a boot man, okay? He's not looking at the shirt.
Rogue, you missed it. She's wearing Ada's shirt.
Oh no, I knew that. I knew that. Luckily that poor
It is
man
canon.
took
Hugo
my
is a
into
butt guy
feet.
because they're all at eye level.
Yeah. As she hurries back inside, and there's this sort of like a few moments as she's sort of working on seems to be like sorting through a few things as she comes back out. What exactly were you looking for, essentially?
So there will be I think it's called a Teflon cable,
Mm-hmm.
or just a steel wire cable.
Mm-hmm.
A high tensile steel pin, a lock pin, a brass spring fit,
Mm-hmm.
and at the moment he doesn't know anyone who works with wood, so he's just asked for a generic gun
one
handle.
person that works with wood.
I don't know anyone. Not a person.
Cool.
The wood he touches, I don't want anywhere near me.
Mm-hmm. He so Saga, like, she's gone for a little while. Sort of you hear inside again this like various like clanks and rattles until she returns with sort of this small it's a small basket, almost like a little
Please tell
tray
me
or
it's a milk
bucket.
crate.
Essentially, yeah. Like it's more or less like it is you gather like whatever container she could find in the thing to put things in. Is she, in more or less, it's probably more like a sump pan almost. Like she comes back with it. It's literally just been like, she's like, yeah, that'll do. Like tip out whatever's in it and put stuff in it.
Perfect. It's got oil in there. It's going to keep stuff from rusting. It's perfect.
As she comes back out and she hands over like everything that you've got. There's a couple things that are going to need possibly like a little bit of just cleaning essentially. But yeah, like everything that you wanted, same dimensions, same stuff, it's all there.
Oh, you're a bloody angel with boots.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
How much do I owe you?
She looks over and then like you see her, she's like doing the calculations and she sort of does it. And then there is a definite point where she takes a knowing, very pensive look at your nose. And then is like, maybe 5 silver?
Are you saying that because you broke my nose?
I mean, I might have broken your nose.
You are a craftsman. You do not minus your worth for anyone.
Oh.
How much do I owe you?
It's 10 silver.
10 silver. I hand her 10 silver.
Okay.
Never lower yourself no matter what you do. You are an artist.
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't really like make this stuff. I just
I've seen what you could make. I've seen the stuff you figure around with.
Mm.
You are an inventor, an artist. You are a craftswoman. My apologies.
No, that's all right. It's all good here.
With immaculate taste in boots.
Cool. Thank you. She looks down like sort
You
of.
see like the print.
Yeah, there is like there is still. It's like both in like it was already there in dirt and it is starting to darken. Like it is. As she looks, she's like, yeah. You should get that looked at though.
That's all right. I know a guy.
Yes, of course you do. Well, is there anything else?
No, I just really needed the parts.
Okay. Well,
I'm making a little grappling gun.
Oh, like it's like so fires and then like handheld or like
Yeah. So
two-hand?
I'm using a what's the word? This is me thinking, not Hugo.
Yeah, that's all good.
So it's gonna have a retract that's on a pull cable, so it's spring loaded, so that once you need to come back, it'll have the weight of about half a person. So it's not gonna be like pull you off because there's something this small. I'm not gonna be able to make that so it's actually usable. So this will help someone belay up a building or pull themselves out or drag themselves through the water, stuff like that. But then it will only go about 30 foot, about 10 meters. Which is decent enough to get to a second story, which is, it's a lighter version of something that I'm going to be making later.
She sort of thinks for a moment as you see there's almost this sort of like shift in her demeanor as she sort of stops and thinks and goes, I mean, you could put a dial or like a switch on the back that could change the density of the spring or the tensile of the spring of the retractor, which would mean that instead of it being like just a straight up thing, it could be either pulling full weight or half weight for whatever you need to be dragged, really.
I did not have one of those. Do you have one of those?
I might have one. Hold on a moment. She turns around, like ducks in again as she
again leaves. I'm going to start redrawing a few things and just adjusting for stuff I've already made.
She's so smart.
She goes in the back, and
Love these nerds.
As she comes back, and you see she's got pulls out, and she says, "I don't think it's what it was meant to do, but I've got it. Should work." And she hands over.
Oh, that's perfect.
It is essentially like a clicking, like almost like a dial, essentially that you'd find on like either like a bike gear or something like that. But you look at it and it's like you think if you're able to essentially more like put it into the mechanism, it should do the job of essentially being able to change the in game terms, you would be able to set it to a strength that would essentially pull say like Rogue's weight to something else. Sorry, Eric's weight to something else, or would pull something else to Eric.
He goes on, and he's like, "Yeah, if I put it in a, so first I'll switch it from a helical gear to a synchro gears, and then I'll chuck it into a carbon chamber so I can increase the density, and that should be able to hold the weight. Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
How much do I owe you for this?
2 silver.
And it's 2 silver.
Mm-hmm.
Mark that down. Let's see if it was 7 silver. What was it? 10 silver? 12 silver. There we go.
Yeah.
12 silver pieces. Paid. I'll minus that from my character sheet in a minute. There, wonderful. Thank you. I gotta go. I gotta get this finished before I go see him.
That's all good. Have a good night. Get that checked out, please.
You're amazing. You're amazing. Oh my god, she kicked me in the face.
She goes back and like sits up on the post again, sort of brings her beer up and like looks. Do you see her look down and sort of smile to herself as she takes another sip and then returns
She
to
goes
watching?
running like a little giddy schoolgirl. Like he just talked to like the cute girl.
Mm.
Well, he considers like the cute girl. And actually had a conversation. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to think about this all day.
I deeply love with all of this going on. With all this stuff going on, I deeply love just in my mind the mind canon that Saga is asexual. Saga is just really happy to have all of these friends.
You're gonna break every heart here. Eventually, like Eric is gonna start liking it. She's gonna break all of our hearts.
Oh,
I don't know how Eric is gonna do it.
I think Hugo's fine with it because Hugo's celibate.
Mm.
Damn it, he's outmatched us.
As
Hugo's just like she's.
His
awesome,
love
but
is
I'm
the
not-
forge.
my first love is the forge.
My love is the.
But
steel in
Saga's
my
like a
hand.
close second.
So you return to your workshop. Are you like? So what are you doing from here on? I guess is the question.
Am I able to finish this in time and clean up?
You would not in this evening without like working through the night.
I'm gonna work. So is it? Oh no, it's getting up to nighttime. So I'm gonna take the parts. The only thing I'm gonna switch up is I'm gonna switch the helical gears to synchro gears, and then put it in a carbon compressed chamber to increase the toughness and the carbon content, so won't break under the strain. And that's all I'm gonna do. And then I'm going to not. Wait. Is this where I did fall asleep on the flower? This is before that, isn't it? Or after?
No, I think this is you hadn't slept yet. I don't believe. I think that was you. You were like you were going to go do this, and then, oh no, you did. You took a nap. So now you're.
I'm going to throw away.
He finally does it.
Gonna throw my. I'm just gonna throw them out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just going to lie on the flat wooden planks and like wrap up a jacket as a pillow and just be like, all right, note to self on the side of the bed, buy bedding. And there's just notes everywhere so that he wakes up and actually remembers shit.
I swear to God, if you steal one of like Eric's like patient things, like for his clinic, he's gonna be so mad.
Mm-hmm.
That's uncomfortable as hell. Have you? No.
Mm.
Proper bed.
Cool. So the three of you wrap up for the evening. Wait, Hugo, you didn't have anything else you wanted? Sorry, Eric, you didn't have anything else you wanted to do?
Nah, probably just he'd be in deep in study mode.
Yeah.
I'd say he probably actually went to bed a bit later than he should, as he normally does.
Cool. So as the next morning rolls around, the three of you rise from your slumber.
I'm back in yoga.
And prepare
sleep yoga.
And prepare for get ready for the day leading into the fateful evening of the concert.
Oh, that's motor oil.
Mm-hmm. That's a mistake you only make once. For
Eric, it's 3 times and counting.
and yet, miniature paint water for some reason, delicious.
Only you would say that.
So yeah, leading into the day as you arise, is there any preparations you'd like to make? Obviously, I think Hugo, you were saying you want to finish off your new new item.
It's like his miniature obsession at the moment.
Cool. I'd say knowing that knowing what you need what you're needing at this stage, it's fairly easy to there'd be a number of woodworkers in town that you'd be able to find that could make a basic grip for this. And yeah, so, and fairly easily. Can I get an... What would this be? This would be an engineering test. So intelligence engineering for this bit.
$17.
17. Easy enough. Like, this is... It's not the easiest.
It's annoying. It's soft. You make a mistake, you gotta redo it.
Yeah. It's a couple of things that it's like, the main issue is getting, like, in many cases, much like, as I said, like, my knowledge of, like, knowing, like, it's the ideal of getting tension into the spring and the mechanism, getting tension into the mechanisms and keeping it there while you assemble it. Which, as someone who has worked with suspension before, is absolutely terrifying.
It's just a bunch of cables everywhere, like metal rods tacked and holding this thing together.
It's when your boss turns around and says, "Hey, if that breaks, your head's coming off." Yeah, and you're like, "Oh, cool, thank you for that."
When you see an apprentice pick out one of the suspensions, like the coil suspension with a bunch of zip ties on it, starts throwing it away. It's like, it's a bomb.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, like throughout the next, like upon waking up over the first few hours of your day, managed to put this together, taking it out to get it, properly fitted with a handle and the general fittings of it. That it seems, looking it over it all seems pretty good and seems like it'll work.
Okay, I'm just gonna spend 20 minutes shooting at stuff in an alleyway to test it out.
Okay, cool.
You see one of Ada's boys just you hit a box and it's like, ha! And it just
Without the hook, he's like a
you little shit!
back on the end of it. So it's like, if it hits someone, it's not going to go through them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a bird shot arrow.
Yeah. Cool. So, can you roll me an accuracy test, please?
13. Accuracy. 1. 14.
14. Cool. Yeah, like, as you go into this alleyway, as you're, like, looking it over, last few checks, it all seems clean. You fire it. There's this slight sort of...
I killed the dog.
There's this sort of thunk as it, the sort of arrowhead shoots out the end of it, the coil, the, sort of, cable, like, coiling out as it hits the, one of the crates and just, like, slams into the wood. The cable going slightly slack as there is a click within the mechanism, and then suddenly just suddenly the cable goes taut and the box just starts to hurtle towards you.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna.
Can you roll me a dexterity check, please?
Yeah, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to take too much damage before the start of the day.
Yeah, remember, you already got a busted face.
What am I rolling?
Dexterity.
Dexterity 1 as well. 7, 8, 9, 10.
10? Cool. You duck as you, like, also, like, with your, from the damage you took, you would have healed from the light sleep, just so you know. But also, as you duck, you go to, like, you see this box just suddenly hurtling towards you, and you're like, oh, right. As you duck, this edge of it just, like, off the side of your head, you feel it hit, like, right on the plate that's in this, like, left side of your skull, and there is this almost like gong resonation through your skull.
Oh, fuck. Hold on.
Take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's better.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as you stand up and straight up, like, making sure that you're, still there and you're all good. This seemed to have worked flawlessly.
All right, I'm on my way there. I'm going to spend a silver to buy a nice box.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Actually, I'm going to spend how many really cheap boxes that go up in size can I buy for like a silver or two?
Son of a...
For a silver, you would be able to buy like there would be you'd be able to buy like a nesting set of these very sort of not like, you know, beautifully lacquered, but definitely like nicely made wooden, essentially shoe boxes.
I'm going to buy a nesting doll set of shoe boxes
Yeah.
with a gun in.
There's about 8 of them.
8 shoe boxes. Yep, and it's just me walking with a big ass box towards Eric's
Cool.
thing to get healed up.
Yep. You so yeah, heading over towards Eric. Ada, what are you doing? Seeing as we are once again finishing up at Eric's surgery.
My house is the spot. Like, they like to crash here.
Ada's just waiting to hear the results of trying to find Weaver. Other than that, she's just prepping herself, making sure she's got hidden weapons ready to go for her outfit. And tells the girls to stay away from the event.
Cool.
And the kids as well.
You see a few of the girls, including Olga, as you mentioned, not going to the event. There's a few sort of like furrowed brows of, you know, and slumped shoulders. As you realize that a few of them probably had very expensive dates lined up. They just sort of storm off, knowing that there is not going to be any sort of argument made.
We do need one of them, though, remember? You promised
Oh, yeah. Well, she'll just ask Olga.
Tarek a date.
Yeah, so you, checking in with Olga, you knock at the door, she comes out, and she's sort of leaning, like, folds her arms, she's got this long, essentially the, like, I definitely did not just kill my husband gown.
I have one of those. It's very nice.
What?
Very nice.
The what? Do you not know about this?
What?
Do you, of all people...
Hang on.
You do not know about this. It's like
Rose, put on the gown.
the thin like satin lace gown with the giant like fluffy sleeve cuffs.
I got it.
Oh god, she's got a white one.
Yes, I'm so pretty.
It is like the 100% the gown that
In every crime noir.
yeah, it's the I'm the grieving widow and yet I am wearing this gown. It's the I definitely did not just kill my husband.
I can still hear his voice. I'm not dead.
Quit telling everyone I'm dead.
Bang. Just
I
shoot
don't
him.
know what. I had nothing to do with his murder, sir.
Dude, I have the vapors.
I'm so distraught. I need to lie down.
I did not know
I
that
need
was
to
a
lie
thing.
down with this
Can I lie down on your
beautifully
manly
handsome,
chest?
chiseled man who just arrived in town.
That's my gardener.
The pool boy.
Yeah,
The
she
pool boy, Alejandro.
she looks here as she approaches, opens the door, and she's like, "I did you need something?"
I need you to accompany myself and my acquaintances to the event this evening. I've asked the other girls not to go because I believe there is a danger there, but I need someone who is smart and quick and knows when to get out of dodge and likes the concept of self-preservation.
Why are we bringing Hugo?
She nods. She's like, okay. And you see
And you'll be
the
able to use that beautiful dress with a man with lots of money.
you see as she's like as you're talking, she's like inspecting her nails. You know, in a very sort of Like, and you recognize, having known Olga for a very long time, this is her. I'm
pretending not to be interested.
Yeah, I'm pretending not to be interested, but you see like the full like feed of information going behind her eyes of how can I make the most money possible out of this? And she looks over and she's like, so this is an important job then?
Yes.
Something high stakes, very dangerous?
High stakes, very dangerous, but you can make some money out of the future revenue you can pull from your date. And it's an opportunity.
I see. I will still want my hazard pay, of course.
Of course.
Excellent. Thank you. She turns, like, you hear the door slam, and then, like, you immediately see, like, this plume of perfume come under the door as she immediately starts getting ready.
A plume? My God.
Like, there is just this, almost, like, under the door of this, like, slightly scented, like, this heavily scented air.
Her pre-game music goes on.
Yeah.
It's like her version of music that, you know, sportsmen play to hype themselves up.
Whatever.
It is
Lady Gaga.
It is this world's version of "I'm Just a Girl" by No Doubt.
Yeah. Perfect. Oh, little old me.
What is everyone's pre-game song, actually? Everyone's character's pre-game song.
The sound of the ocean. Coming for your soul.
Does Linkin Park exist in this world?
Yes, definitely.
Probably that.
Linkin Park is Chained Field.
Mm-hmm.
Mine would be the song from Shrek 2. I toss and I turn.
Oh, yeah. Holding out for a hero.
Yeah,
that's the one.
absolutely.
He's just listening and screaming to that.
His neighbors hate him.
Mine's just "I'm an Asshole" by Dennis Leary. Cool. So you begin to prepare for the night's events. The kids that you sent out do not seem to have returned.
Fuck.
Where are the children going? Dragon, what have you done with them? Dragon!
Ada's gonna try and find Sigrid.
Cool. So you head out, heading over towards the. Are you heading to the trading post or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she would need to get a message to Sigrid that she would like to chat, so she will go to the trading post.
Cool. You say real quick as well, just so everyone is aware. Just because I just saw a couple of things in chat, and I do want to say, just to give a slight ease to the viewing audience. I, as with the party, and as with this party, and as with all of my parties, I utilize multiple safety tools for my groups. There are, and one of the main things that I always have with my games is I will avoid, as I put it, needlessly problematic subjects.
Yes.
So this will quite often be generally things that most people would find upsetting and distasteful, and things that I don't see any real reason to be in a game. However, also, one of the things that I generally have is, and this is not throwing shade at this moment or anything like that, but I will not endanger children or pets unless a player endangers children or pets.
I mean, valid.
To the point of, like, I generally have, because I have in other games that I've played, have players who turn around and go, like, I just want to have a pet. Like, you know, talking about having a familiar or talking about that, they're just like, I just want my character to have a pet. And I generally go, cool, if you keep your pet out of combat, I'll keep your pet out of combat, okay? So, yeah. But anyway, just so everyone's aware, the children are fine.
Pat, but
I mean,
weird.
it's good to point it out, given that most historic,
It
there are
is-
some bad stories with children in them in many of the very like stories of like
Oh yes, 100%. It is more in that sense of like
in
there
folktales, etc.
there may come points in the story, but I will never turn around and just be like, hey, let's, for the sake of whatever. Like there may come points when that happens, there will be reason. It's not just going to be like, hey, she sent some kids out. Well,
They're gone.
they're gone now. Like no, like
They've been eaten by a monster.
yes.
I'd say it's more of the what is this Pied Piper shit you're doing?
No, it is like, just so everyone is aware, something I probably should have brought up at the start of the game. I do 100% safety tools are very important with tabletop games. You are dealing with some very heavy and working with people in their imagination and with their characters and their creations. So safety tools are very important. I have utilized those with all of my parties. We have had multiple session zeros. Things have been done. Anyway.
He was very thorough.
Now with all that, where the fuck were we?
Going to go see
Trading post, right? So you head over towards the trading post. Essentially, as you approaching the space, just off to the side, one of the sides, you see Sigrid standing, essentially like by the corner. You're well aware that more or less the Varg run the trading post. Like they are, though it may be an underground thing and a very back, sort of front thing. They also just run it to the extent of like everyone within the trading post, while they are still working for the post, also work for the Varg. More or less, essentially. But also that means that there are certain images that need to be maintained, which include not having the head of the Varg in Vartengard be like front and center in the building. But you see off to one side, just sitting on a bench, very sort of unassumingly, just sitting and watching the morning happenings in a way that you have done yourself many times. Scuggy, like this large black dog, just sort of wrapped around her foot, sort of sipping at a mug of coffee as she's watching people go back and forth, is Sigrid.
Ada would go up to the appropriate person to pass the message that she wants to speak with Sigrid and not approach her directly in public.
You see around, there's one of the other Varg who sort of more here in that, like, you gather in this moment from what you can see, like Sigurdin is well and truly above basic surveillance in this matter. But as you look around, you see a number of other figures standing around who seem to be more or less in that sort of watching and sort of maintaining stuff at this stage. Walking over to one of them, he like just sort of dips his head towards you in a, I'm not really looking at you or talking to you, but something over there's got my attention suddenly. Then just sort of gives like a nod, scratches the back of his neck and walks over towards Sigrun. Sigrun, like, even as he's wandering over, she looks up, sees you, and just gives this sort of like pensive nod in a way that's sort of like, oh, that's right, I just remembered something. As you see him walking towards her, and he just veers off and walks inside. As she gets up, taps her heels on the ground. As you see Scuggy's head lift up, She taps her heels on the ground, like as if she's trying to like knock some mud off her boot. His head just drops back down onto his paws, and she wanders over towards you. Walks over to stand about like just within sort of talking distance to you, and is just looking out over the harbor, sipping out a coffee. It's like, you need something?
And Ada doesn't turn to face her at all, and like is looking at her fingers as if she's waiting for that guy to come back. And she, some of my kids have gone missing, and then I sent people out to look for those kids, and they didn't come back.
She nods and looks down into her coffee as she sort of seems to be like picking at something that's maybe floating in there. She goes, I see.
And some of the razor runners went missing and then ended up attacking the tavern. All your people known and accounted for. Have you ever seen some kids who are actually employed and have an actual job to do wandering around where they're not supposed to be?
She sort of thinks and looks at him. She says, I saw a couple of kids, I believe that are yours, running around last night. They're very good at what they do. Most of them, anyway. Do you need my assistance in this? As you see, as she asks that, her hand rises and sort of like reaches in to almost like scratch her shoulder inside of her coat.
You see as Ada pulls out her notebook and turns it to a page that there's hardly anything on and writes down Sigurd's name.
You see, as you do so, Sigrid sort of smirks, and as you put your like notebook back, she pulls out her own notebook and just thumbs through it for a moment, and then essentially from one of the pages just pulls a tab out, like almost like a gambling stump, and just tucks it into her pocket and puts the book back into her.
I promise to protect them, so yes, I need a favor.
You need them found?
Yes.
She nods and turns and looks over her shoulder. She says, I think Skull owes me some night work. I'll get him to look tonight.
Have your people be alert around the performance tonight. Something's funny's going on.
Have you heard something?
There's something with this Arnor fella. Everything keeps tracking back to him. And music. And I can't quite put it together.
Well,
But I have seen people lose their mind in ways that they don't normally in this city. I understand people and desire and big emotions, and this is not normal.
magic comes in many forms. And she, like, glances around at the people walking past her and says, some minds, even those we would consider superior, are often easily swayed. She turns and looks back over. She looks down again into a mug and pours out the last of, like, this sort of dregs of coffee. She turns back and looks over at the building She says, anyway, take care of yourself. We'll let you know in the morning.
Thank you, Sigrid.
She wanders back over towards the bench. She gives this sort of like clicking noise with her tongue, and then says, "Come on, we're going." As Scuggy gets up and lumbers over to her heel, essentially.
Ada walks off, frustrated in having to owe Sigrid a favor. In their never-ending chess battle of Ada not to be owned by the Varg and to be her own independent force. But they're her kids and she's their watcher, so she kind of has no choice. And at least while she's saving whatever the city or whatever the hell's happening, she knows that someone is looking for them and making sure that they're out of harm's way.
Cool. Alright, so as you are heading over, or as Hugo is heading over towards Eric, what are you doing this morning?
Eric knows it's a very important night tonight, and he kind of, again, she's like an earworm. She gets in your head, so he kind of like looks himself in the mirror, and he's just like, "Damn, have I been punched?" Just looking at his dark under eyes, just like, "Okay, geez, all right, I can fix this. How would an Earl look?" He's trying to think back to like times that he has like lived in Midgard with like fancy things, and he's just like, just like nice combed beard. That's good. So he starts like just washing his face and trying to groom himself like as best as he possibly can. Probably for the first time in a long time, Eric is putting effort into his appearance.
As
like he puts on sunscreen,
So
whatever
now
counts
he
as
just looks
sunscreen.
paler.
as you are getting ready, you're sort of like starting to work over, like trying to figure out how everything works and trying to remember how stuff goes. You hear
How grooming works.
you hear a voice from the window, or like from the back of your surgery, essentially, as you are, sort of like looking over and like trying to, sort of start like figuring out where to go. You hear a voice from the back of the surgery that essentially just says, "Do you need some help?"
Do I know that voice?
It is Hati.
Most people go for the front door.
As you turn and look, she is like perched, essentially sitting in a slightly, what it almost looks slightly uncomfortable for her height and size. She is almost like knees to chest, sitting in the windowsill, like hunched over, looking over at you. And she's just like, "Yes, but where's the
Even
fun
the
in that?"
Well, even the shady types use the back door. You've chosen squashing and claustrophobia.
Maybe. She steps down and wanders over. It's like, "Again, do you need a hand?"
In your opinion, how would you fix this?
She reaches out and with one hand, which is you know, as per her height, quite a large hand. She grips under your chin, turns your face to look. She says, "We need to trim here. Here, you know what? Sit down."
Okay.
She sits you down in front of the sink and essentially starts to make up a lather, essentially working it into your beard. She takes a straight razor and essentially gripping under your jaw, sort of tilts your head to the side and starts to run the blade across, like sort of trimming down to your formed beard line. You see as she's doing so, she is very precise. Like it's every motion is done with purpose. It is a practiced thing. And but you notice that there is almost like a consideration. There's a thought in her mind as she's working. She says, my employer would normally advise against this, or at least encourage me to charge for it, or take some sort of favor or penance. But my brother and I recognize when someone is on the run or hiding. I don't need to know what you're running from. I don't care to know. But you've done right by us. And well, if you need anything, I won't speak for my brother, but I'm here to help.
Thank you.
She takes a moment, like, sort of very with a firm, like, with a firmness, but also a soft, controlled manner. She starts, essentially, sort of, she moves your head to the side as she's trimming, and sort of shaping up what sort of the facial hair that you have, even sort of getting around the temples and along the sides of your face.
She can probably tell it's not well kept, like as if it's a young man that never really learned how to shave properly.
Yeah. Which you gather that it's like, as she's looking over, like, there is enough there. There's a few moments of, like, as she's trimming you up, so she sort of almost cocks her head to the side and gives a sort of a coy smile, but then doesn't mention anything and keeps going. She pauses as she sort of finishes up, running her fingers through your hair, pulling it back into this sort of like slicked back, sort of almost like top knot tied up. As she smiles and nods, she says, You scrub up well. You know that?
Yeah, I have a nice jawline, apparently. When you can actually see it.
Yes. We all have our secrets, Eric. And we need to look out for each other. You're one of us, after all. And I hope we can keep it that way.
You know, when I first got here, I was terrified, alone, practically shitting myself. I probably looked a cigarette if I was like a wet, scared puppy. I looked more like a dog than Scuggy did. Tears like start prickling at his eyes, but he holds them back. Sigurd took me in when no one else probably would. That some would. With what I am, anyone could take me in for a quick silver. Even more, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't. She gave me a home when I didn't have one. And she gave me a family when I wasn't sure I'd ever have one again. There's no hope to keep these things the way they are. You will always be family to me, and I'll always protect and help the family.
You see, as you look up, like stifling your own tears, you see through this fierce, hard, like sharp demeanor and visage, there is the slightest shimmer to Hathi's eyes. She nods. She says, It's a cruel world, Eric.
Yeah. Crueler than most people think.
Crueler than many know. But we are here in this together. We just have to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Now, I need to leave. The short, stinky one's about to arrive. And she goes and like climbs out the back window.
You can use the back door. And also, how did you smell him?
At this point, there is a knock on the front door.
I just kick it open.
Just kick. Most people knock.
I did. As I walk in and you see my bruised face and gashed up forehead.
What the fuck happened to your face?
His nose is like, looking at him over you, there's a point where you're like, what? At first you see like this sort of bruised, sort of patch on the front of his face. You then notice, as you're looking at him, like, what's different? And his nose is at a different angle than it was before.
It usually is.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yay.
Oh, that was good. I had fun with that.
That was a good session, guys. We had so much deep lore, wholesome moments.
Hell yeah.
Really funny moments with boots to the face.
Yeah.
Boots to the face.
Boots to the face.
I'm
the
glad
best.
I could cause some comedic relief.
But yes, thank you all very much for joining us. Don't forget that if you are in Australia or, in the right time zone, we stream on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. If you're all caught up and you want to come and catch the stream, please do.
Yes.
Also, on other nights, we stream every second Thursday for Echoes of Ragnarok, and every other Thursday night you can catch me playing some video games or doing some art or whatever. So do you guys have anything going on? What's your schedules looking like?
Honestly, I keep streaming every Wednesday around 6:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. You can find me on twitch.tv/overworkedrogue, and you can also find me on my socials with the same handle with Instagram. I'm not doing so much on TikTok. I'm currently waiting for my premiere back. I'm doing a big reveal, guys. It's going to be dramatic and flauncy. Just you wait.
Amazing.
Hell yeah. Mac, what do you got on?
I'm hoping to go to the Ipswich handmade markets and to the Jimboomba markets next month and the end of the month. For Halloween's, I do metal sculptures and such things. So if you want to catch me, that's where I'll be. Started doing some voice acting, and you can find me on TikTok and pretty much every app under the Forge Father or Forge Father.
Cool. And a lovely Ada Mootley, what's going on?
I'm considering doing content again, but apart from this, but the main thing that I just want to brag about is I got tickets to go see Chapel Roan and Gigi Perez at Laneway.
Hell yeah.
Gayest thing ever.
Gayest
It's
thing
like
ever.
the Lane Gay this year.
I love it.
Hell
So it's
yeah. Anyway, but yes, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll catch you next Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Cool.
Watch out for crates.